Welcome back, and Zakar is a Minotaur. We all know that. All right. That was a cut. Uh, where we left off, the group has been traveling into the areas to the west, trying to get into the mountain range that has Tepe. Why do I keep forgetting the second word? Rob, help.
Tapas.
Tepe. I should just
I
have the stupid name up. I don't know why I keep forgetting. It's so dumb.
Tepe Calisay.
Calisay, yeah. I mean, I got it right here. I just have to pull it up and actually look at it, but I always forget. Right. So they were moving through the mountains to get to Tepe Calisay, and they have reached a point where they have passed through a forested area wherein they met a elven ranger who explained to Ophelia and, unbeknownst to her, Caden, that there's rumors of ogres and that at least one of the soldiers was killed by one, and that there are strange going-ons up in the valley that no one's really clear as to why. And with that, she more or less wished them safe travels and left. Right. So it is getting close to evening. You are still traveling along the same route you were on before. As I said, there's less and less living things. If you want to eat moss, you could eat moss, but or you could make a soup or that kind of thing, or catch fish. But just FYI, the food source issue is going to become a problem the more into the mountains you go. Is there anything anyone wants to do while you're still traveling before we actually have you guys try and camp for the night?
Nothing from me.
I don't need anything.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So you guys pull up for the evening. You are now right along the base of the mountain range. Caden, from your knowledge, you understand that the city lays just on the other side of this mountain range, for lack of a better word, but like this, there isn't like a bunch of mountains you have to get past. It's just this particular mountain that you got to get over. It's on the other side in another valley down below. Can you roll me a history check, please? Okay. Yeah, that's as much as you know.
I can roll it, but it's not gonna.
But it didn't work. Yeah, I mean, you know that there is, at least to some extent, there's history there that goes back quite a long way, but you're not entirely sure of all of it, or anything beyond what you've already learned. Of course, the fact that there is this magic assisting source rock, which they have been extricating from there for, as far as you know, about 1,000 years. That's, I guess, the only thing you really know at this stage still. And I assume you guys are going to put the tent up again? The hut, sorry.
Yes, the very visible that we can control tent.
Well, it's not necessarily that visible because you can change how it looks on the outside. So
yeah, like we can see out, nobody can see in.
Yeah, so it could look like a giant boulder if you really wanted it to.
But yeah, I will do that. I will spend the 10 minutes to virtually cast it and then put it up.
Okay. All right. Unless there's nothing else, who's doing what tonight? As far as
that's what we last night, she'll volunteer to help this time.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, what were you saying?
So I was going to say, I don't necessarily have plans unless Webby's coming to question me anymore.
feel like 2 nights of personal questions in a row might be pushing it for Zakara.
I just noticed that he missed out a very well. To be fair, he probably purposely missed out because I noticed that he never asked me about the boy's dad.
Yeah, that was going to be what he asks next, but he figures 2 nights in a row might
Skip
not
a night,
be the
right?
Yeah.
Skip one night, yeah. That's how humans do it, don't we? We
Yeah.
skip one night.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go
Kiko is
sleep.
offering to take a watch.
Yep.
Zakara will also take the other watch. So this time, Caden and Ophelia can just sleep through the night.
Are you sure? I didn't take a watch last night either.
It's my job.
I won't argue with you.
No, of course he won't argue with anybody. He's not going to make an effort, is he?
He just ignores you.
I will look at Akiko and I'll say, if you wish, you can have first watch, so that way your sleep is also uninterrupted.
You're too kind to your own detriment.
She'll just give you a nod and get ready.
Before he falls asleep for his 2 hours, he's going to look at Islude. He's going to say, if you go into your concentration thing again, I assume you're not consciously aware of what is what you're doing in that time, or were you just staring at that page for the entire 4 hour? If you'd like, during my watch, I could flip the page for you.
I hate you, Webby, but love you at the same time.
He genuinely doesn't know.
I'm aware. I just remain motionless. I'm very conscious of what's happening. Just kind of like a hyper focus. So even if you turn the page, it most likely I wouldn't be aware of of different words, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. I will just leave you be then.
I appreciate the offer.
I'll just nod. And then he'll find a spot on the ground and lie on his back until he is woken up.
Okay. Okay, so Akiko, as you were taking the first 2 hours...
Before we go to bed, sleep, Caden would just use the sending stone to report that they've reached the other side of the mountain. They've reached the mountain they have to cross, and that what the elves warning about the strange happenings in the ogres.
The pause. Okay. Alrighty. So I guess if nobody else has anything to say, Akiko, can you roll me a perception check, please? All right, 18. Okay. Can you roll me an intelligence check, please?
Now I'm scared.
You got this.
Okay. So, right. Okay. Okay, one moment. Oh, that wasn't supposed to be that. Okay, you take 10 damage. And you feel kind of stunned, it would be the word. Almost like something went into your mind and started rooting around.
I'm going to need to read the tiny hut spell, John.
Oh, does it not allow spells through it?
It protects Creating the dome, you cast a spell move. All creatures, objects, are barred from passing through. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it.
There you go. So they can come through, but you can't.
Cannot.
No, they can't.
Oh, they cannot. Sorry, I misheard. Okay, well then that changes that, doesn't it? Okay. All right, that changes a lot of things. Okay. Other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. Oh, right. So you can't cast out of it either.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, right. So it doesn't look like a boulder. It just looks like it could be colored like a boulder. In other words, it still looks like a
Right,
dome.
like camouflage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I unfortunately did not know that. So there we go. All right. Good to remember. Okay. Convenient. Alrighty. So that doesn't happen. In fact, you feel nothing.
All right.
You do not see anything either, but you do get this. I will say this. You do get a creeping sense of something or someone watching you. Or at least watching the dome. I guess I should say now.
All right.
But you can't, like, figure out where from. It's just more of like a back of the neck kind of style.
Mm.
Okie dokie. Unless you want to do anything, we can move on to Zakar, I guess. You're next, correct? Or are you taking the last
Indeed.
watch? Yes, you are. Okay.
All right. Well, she'll go wake him up and.
So, by the way, you're not damaged, so just FYI.
Okay.
So, remove any damage you put on yourself.
She'll wake him up and let him know that she didn't see anything, but just something feels like creepy, I guess, is how she would word it. Feels like she's being watched, but she can't see anything out there, so.
All right. I will attempt to be extra vigilant on my watch then. You get some rest.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a perception check then, sir.
I'm trying to see if I have anything that will help me in this, just in case, but sure.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. Okay, that's good to know. For future reference, now I know. Okay, so I was looking further into Tiny Hut just to kind of see all the details, so I'm not looking like a dum-dum again. All right, so you guys, or Sakara, you get sort of a similar feeling. You can't see it, but it's more like you get the sense that there are eyes watching you, but you don't know where from or how.
How are the horses acting?
The horses are whinnying, a little unnerved. If you roll me an animal handling check, I can
Oh boy.
indicate what you would think they would be doing.
A 10.
Okay. Well, I mean, you hear them kind of giving off a bit of nervous whinnies. not like shrieking like they're getting killed or anything, but just sounds a little scared kind of idea.
Are they? I know we've tied them to a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Are they moving around to any particular side of the tree?
They're kind of shuffling around, like kind of stamping up and down. They're keeping closer to the dome than they are to the outside, I guess, if I was to describe it. But, they're kind of almost pacing back and forth, nervous.
Okay, so maybe like they also know something's off but don't know the source of it.
Right. That would be a good guess.
Well, even with the uneasy feeling, it doesn't seem like there's any immediate danger to the horses or to us, so I will just stand and keep alert for my 2 hours, looking in all directions for anything that might give away a position or approach.
Okay. As you stand and watch, just to kind of keep guard, you don't notice movement, but that feeling just won't go away. It's a weird feeling. It's kind of unnerving, but it's not. You feel like it's almost ridiculous, It's to that level. You're like, this is stupid. Why am I having this much nerves? I shouldn't be this bad. Kind of trying to talk yourself out of it would be how I would describe it.
Okay. I'll just start thinking back of like the heroic stories that I was told growing up, or some of the ones that I've read, and just thinking of like my idols and things like that, and what I think they would do in this position, and just trying to like regain my nerve until Islud comes out of his concentration / trance-like state.
Okay. So, Islud, you come alert. Can't really say you wake up.
He'll look at Zakar. You seem off. You're standing.
Yeah, there's some sort of uneasy presence in the air. It's... I don't know what to make of it, and I have not found the source, though it has not made any advance towards harming the horses or approaching the dome. So I'm not sure. Just, I guess, be on guard.
Okay.
And he will just uneasily try to lay back down and close his eyes, taking a little while to kind of shake that feeling, but try his best to get what rest he can.
Okay. It takes a little bit. Still kind of weird. But eventually the tiredness overtakes the unease and you drift off to a restless sleep, I would say. Right. It's Lude. With the knowledge of others, I will give you advantage on this perception check.
Okay. I'm also going to use a thing of knowledge of the past.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay. All right.
So
20 plus
hold on.
6.
So
There
it's
we go.
26.
26. Nice. I said it before you did it. All right. So you stare out. You, like the others, you get that sense, but you can just feel like you're on the periphery of seeing something. And as you do, you get a scent in your nostrils which smells of incense and of blood, and you're reminded of some sort of sacrifice that you saw faintly. Feels like just at the edge of your knowledge, you kind of feel like you were at a building, but you can't define what the building looked like or how the shape of the building at all, but that there was some sort of religious preacher and that kind of idea, and there was a sacrifice made to a god. You're not even sure what god, and this smell hit you very hard, and it kind of drives your memory so that you get all this vision, and you kind of feel like that, where as a young person you saw the god's eye at the top of the dais looking at you and kind of almost like seeing through you, and in the same feeling and the same sense of dread, you feel that same sort of sense of being watched. You can't say it's a god necessarily, but you're not sure. It's just that same sense of uneasiness.
Peculiar. But there's nothing that I sense immediately around us because of the roll.
You don't sense... Okay, so I'll put it this way. You cannot see anything. As far as you're aware, it's more of an like, to use in D&D terms, it's more like something scrying on you than actually being there. But you can't see it in that respect, at least not that way. If you want to step out of the tent and try and see a scrying thing, which I don't even know you can do.
I can't. If
yeah.
I leave this, it disappears. So, and it puts everybody in danger.
Yep. That would be a problem. So you're probably better off staying in there, would be my guess anyway, but that's up to you.
I think I'm going to ask for a ruling, because though I may not leave,
you could ask someone else?
No.
Okay.
I'm putting this here for the chat for you to read. So dancing lights are created at a location. They don't pass through. They don't target. So if I were to create them outside of the dome, I can extend them and control them. The way it is written, you create up to 4 lights within range. I have 120 feet to choose where to create them. They appear in that space. So they do not pass through, and they do not target anybody in between to pass the barrier. So they are created. Do you allow that to happen?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And I will say, if I am being watched through a magical means, it cannot penetrate the barrier. So
no, I'm aware. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just reminding you.
This is why I've been reading, just to make sure of things. Just having a look to see. I guess you wouldn't need it now. Okay. I'm gonna say on this occasion I will allow this. I'm not sure because of the components whether that would be an issue, but because it doesn't say you have to like toss it or something. And you can do magic within there. It's just you can't cast it through.
It doesn't matter. I have a focus. There, as long as the components have no gold value, the focus takes the place of them. So
okay, so there we go. There's nothing to do, and you don't have concentration on the dome. So, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I can create 4 lights, and then they're going to start outside of the dome and slowly radiate outward up to 120 feet in all 4 cardinal directions.
Right. Okay. Keeping in mind that they can only light up around a 10-foot radius, so they're not going to like do loads the further they get away.
No, I know, but it's creating a sight line, right?
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're trying to do. I'm just warning you so you know it's not going to like act like a flare. So it goes out, or they go out, I should say. As they do, you'll see what looks to be movement off in the distance. Something very big seem to rise up, and you saw some trees, the tops of trees kind of move away from you. But you didn't actually see what it was because it was farther away than the distance. But you get the outline of things happening, basically. You don't see anything else. Like, there's nothing really clear that you can say, aha, I see it. It's just, like I said, just this weird feeling.
When they reach 120 feet, I drop my concentration on them.
Okay, so they whoop out. But as far as you can see in 120 feet in all four directions, you do not run into anything that would present itself like that. To be clear.
Yeah, he'll just spend the rest of the watch peering out occasionally, keeping an eye in the direction of the horses for change or sound.
Okay. Like I said to Webby, the horses occasionally whinny. They act weird, but not like trying to flee or screeching. It's more just general unease, much like what you guys have. And other than that, your evening passes without any sort of confrontation. For everyone else, it is now morning.
Good morning.
Zakara grumpily gets up, disturbed by the passing evening.
Do I still have that uneasy feeling?
It feels like... that's a good question. Roll me a perception check. May as well. I will say with advantage. No, it doesn't matter. No, like as soon as the sun comes up, it feels like there's nothing there. Or at least like you're just being silly.
All right. I will assist quietly with breaking down camp and tying up the horses to the cart. Just kind of getting everything ready to go to get out of this area as fast as possible.
Okay. So... is there anything anybody else wants to do before you guys jump on your cart and leave?
I will give Ophelia some of my rations from my pack.
Oh. Why?
Just so we don't have to spend several hours trying to forage for
Scrounge.
food and we can just leave.
Oh. Thank you.
I don't know if you have food. If you already have rations, then it's fine.
Since I'll accept your kindness, I'll say I had very little. Perhaps I can offer you some water in return.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that then.
So, okay. So, you guys pack up and prepare to leave. As you hop on your horses, I would like Islud to roll another perception check, please.
Please hold. I closed my character sheet. It's open now.
No
Perception.
problem.
Here
No problem. All right. Wow. 16 for sure. Okay. So you still have a sense of being watched. It's now a lot clearer that something is watching.
So I just want to say I feel like we're being watched. I felt it
What?
last night, and I feel it this morning. I just don't know what.
What makes you feel that you're being watched? It's a very odd thing to just feel, isn't it?
I mean, I also felt it, at least during my watch. I don't really feel it this morning, but that's why I was kind of in a hurry to just leave this area. And
Watched
Akiko, you as well felt the
Watched by
similar
what?
feeling. Zakar just shrugs. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either, but it definitely felt like something was watching me.
on the first night that we guarded, or just tonight? Last night.
Just last night.
Okay. I mean, I trust you. What do you suggest we do with that information?
I don't know. It just felt, and I swore I saw something.
Do you suggest that we have more people watching when we are guarding, like 2 at a time instead of alone?
So here's the thing. I would have investigated it, but if I would have left the dome last night, it would have disappeared, which meant whatever was potentially here would have had an opportunity upon everybody while you slept.
Right.
You said you feel like you saw something?
It was like a shadow, an apparition, something beyond my sight. For some reason, I was able to cast light out into the field.
Perhaps before we leave, or maybe on the way out, wherever you saw this, you should investigate. We should all just look in the area. If it's something physical, I'll be a little bit more at ease anyway.
Okay.
All right. So are all of you going to kind of go where Islud saw what he saw?
Yeah, I mean, if he points it out, we'll bring the cart that way, and
Okay.
as long as it's kind of on our way.
It's sort of on the way. It's not behind you at all.
Right.
Okay.
And then we'll take the few moments to look around the area.
All right. Are you going to try and stealthily do this, or are you going to try and just barge your way up there?
Well, I would follow Islud's lead on this because he's the one who saw it, but I would assume that we would want to try to investigate the area, but not damage any type of evidence of if there are tracks or any type of evidence left behind of what was watching us.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say there's a stealth component to it, or
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So let's do this then. Everybody roll stealth, and it'll be sort of a group stealth, but you'll all roll it. Heavy armor. Nice. Heavy armor. Wow, look at Akiko go. Unfortunately, I believe that means you have to roll on the disadvantage for the armor.
Me?
Both of you.
What do I have to do? What does that mean?
It just means that instead of 11, you're a 7.
Instead of the 11.
Or worse for Akiko, instead of 25, it's a 7.
I'm looking to see if
Wow.
I have anything that assists.
Wow.
with stealth.
I didn't know I
in
was
me.
wearing heavy armor.
Yeah, I don't know why it says that. What armor are you wearing?
Probably chainmail. Most clerics have
I don't know. It
chainmail.
literally says medium armor and light armor, both on top of each other.
Oh, no,
That's
Oh,
those are
that's your
proficiencies.
proficiencies.
Never
Yep.
mind. Ignore me. I'm stupid. Where would it be listed? My item names.
Yeah, probably.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm trying to get there too.
Scale mail.
That,
Is that armor? What is that?
yeah, that's armor.
Yeah, that'd be your armor.
Then that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Scale
scale mail is a medium armor, but it still gives you disadvantage like a heavy armor would because it's
Yeah.
What a mother
very
trucker. I
clunky.
want to change. Where do I get new armor?
Chainmail.
And you have chainmail, so that would be why.
Can I buy new armor at some point? I
It's
assume?
just because basically
Yeah.
you're jingling and jangling as you're walking, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I want to jingle and jangle. I feel like I'd like to be more agile and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get a
Not
breast.
good,
You can get a
actually.
breastplate if you want, which is the same armor as the
mean-
scale mail, but it's much more expensive,
So
We'll look into
and it
that.
doesn't
I-
give you disadvantage.
yeah,
on
I'm
stuff.
I'm gonna say, just FYI, the only one who passed was Zakara anyway, so it didn't even matter. But it's just
Well,
just
Sakara
so,
can sneak in and have a look.
so you're aware. Well, no, you were all going. I was told you were all
Yeah.
going, so it's a collective
group
stealth
check.
roll. So you failed your stealth check. You are making a fair amount of noise as you come forward. The horses whinny a couple times. As you arrive to that area, you see branches of the tree have been broken, fairly large ones, and you see tracks on the ground that look to be about a size 20 shoe, except for it's just a barefoot, a couple of bare feet. And you can see that there were tracks around in the area, and you see what looks like the remains of a deer.
Are those the only tracks, or these large footprints? There's not a like smaller footprints or anything like
No,
that.
there's no smaller footprints. There's just these larger ones, and there looks to be more than. Well, I shouldn't say that. I would have you roll a survival check to determine kind of how many and direction and that kind of stuff. So if you want to know specifics, you're going to need to roll for it.
No, I just wanted to know if there were smaller footprints or if it's just the same size
Nope, it's
footprints.
just these.
I'm not overly
similars.
concerned with how many,
Yeah, it's just
because we
similar
were warned
sizes.
that there were ogres in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how many there are. I don't know if any of you are good at tracking or determining that, but at least these are physical tracks. That puts me a little bit more at ease. At least if it's physical, that means I can hit it.
I would lean down and see if I can discern the tracks. And you said it's a survival roll, John?
Yep. Okay, so you look down and you can see it's ogres. Can you roll me a? What would this be? Would it be just survival again? Maybe an invest. Does that make sense? I don't know. 1 second. Give me a second to figure out what I want you to roll before I have you roll anything. Let's quickly look at somebody's character sheet so I can figure out what makes the most sense on this roll. Roll insight.
That feels loaded.
Well, I mean, a
I'm gonna
13's okay.
use knowledge from the past.
Okay. Is there any sort of like limit to that? Out of curiosity.
Number per day.
Okay. 15. All right. So you feel like this is not the source of that feeling you were having, because you know that ogres tend to not have a big enough intelligence to be this stealthy or this deceptive, I guess would be the word I would use.
I don't. So after discerning that, he'll turn and say, "Well, it's definitely ogres, but What concerns me is that whatever feeling of dread the three of us felt is not. It's least likely to be an ogre. It feels more magical, uh, supernatural, spiritual, whatever extra force you want to call it, nature. If that makes sense.
Mm.
So I'd say maybe not to let it deter us, but we should be on guard, knowing not only do we have ogres, but something else.
One other thing, you get the impression that there was at least 3 ogres here.
You would share that number.
Yeah, I figured. I
John,
assumed.
I'm sending you a message real quick
Okay.
in case it becomes relevant.
All right. Where are you sending this message?
Discord DM.
Okay.
I essentially took a screenshot, so.
All right. Okay. Good to know. Nice.
Is it good to know? Or you
Well,
just
it's
being
good to know
polite?
for me, yes.
Well, then I want to know.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
we want to know everything the DM knows.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Precisely.
Webby won the game. He just revealed to me how he did it. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
I'll await my DM with all the information.
All right. So, you guys
Well,
can.
I guess we just proceed with caution then.
Okay. So you continue to move forward into the mountains.
Caden, do you happen to know how much longer travel, if we're unhindered, we have before we reach the city?
You said I would know it's basically on the other side of the mountain, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say we just must cross the mountain. I don't know how long it'll take us to do that, but basically on the other side in the valley.
All right.
So you guys continue on forward. As you are moving in your cart, you get the impression that there's less and less of anything around. It is more desolate. The appearance of the ground becomes almost caustic. It's like it's slightly green tinged, kind of melding into a kind of obsidian black, and then coming out into a dark purpley appearance, and it almost looks like it's boiling, but the horses don't seem to complain, at least as far as like it hurting them or anything. And the cart doesn't seem to be showing damage, but that's the feeling you get looking at it as you move into it. The whole nature of the ground begins to look more like sand and less like dirt or rock. And the horses struggle a bit moving through it, but it's not like it's hindering them that much. It slows them down a little bit, but not like completely. The let's see. I should have probably Islud roll an intelligence save. Is that a thing?
Sure is.
Yep.
Okay, here it goes.
22. Very nice. Okay. You feel something rooting around in your brain, very much targeted at you. It hasn't made any headway, but you definitely feel something trying to lance at you.
I'm immediately going to look around
Okay.
because we're not in a covered. It's not a covered cart, correct? It's just a.
No, it's just an open cart. I mean, I
Okay,
described
yeah,
it kind of like a covered wagon, but I was thinking more like a covered wagon that didn't actually, like, more in size than in actually covered.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure. So
Mhm.
I'm looking around intently.
Okay.
Can I roll an Arcana
Sure.
check? So.
Okay. 26 will do nicely.
Yeah, so what I was attempting to do is, knowing that things like this usually require eyes on the target, I'm looking for them to
Okay.
see where they're cast from.
All right. You start to notice that there is, you get the feeling like it's coming from above you as you're heading around the mountain, and that it's coming from the side, kind of on a little cliff edge above you. You kind of get a glint of something,
So
like hand movement or a forehead or something along that line.
how far away would you say?
Probably about 120 feet.
Only 120 feet, you say?
Yeah, I know, right?
Just perfect range for whatever spell you resisted.
Seems I don't think I would be able to see 120 feet, John. But
Well, what I mean by that is you're not seeing, like, it's daytime, first off. So, I mean, you can see farther than that. Plus, there's not a lot of cover. So, the only thing that they're covered behind would be rock. So, you can see motion. You could see a bear on another mountain if you're looking for them, kind of thing. So, I'm just kind of giving you the idea that you've
Okay,
seen
so
something.
I look for a bear on another mountain.
Yeah, there you go. You
Right.
see one, funny enough.
I pointed out to Ophelia.
There's someone above us trying to prod my mind with some kind of magic.
Can you magic back?
No, unfortunately, they seem to be too far away conveniently.
Oh. Well. We did hear that that scouting party was attacked. Should we stop and try to handle this threat so they don't pose further threats to other travelers?
I don't like
Could
people.
also be partially involved in what's happening to the terrain, possibly.
Yeah, I kind of don't like people prodding around in my brain. I don't even know half of my own life, but why do they get to take what I currently have?
What's everybody else's thoughts?
I don't like the idea that someone's poking around with us anyway. Is there anything we can do to stop them from being able to cast anything at us?
We could remove their heads from their shoulders.
I mean,
We'd
that
have
does
to
work.
get up to them. And if they've got line of sight of us already, they'll notice us heading in their direction and they can run.
Oh, sorry. I should clarify. I got that kind of wrong. It's 90 feet. I don't know if that helps, but just FYI.
Oh, they're only 90 feet away.
Yeah,
huh?
I know. That's totally close enough now, right?
Guess what? He's like, so I'm saying we want to handle this, do we?
I'd prefer if
am.
we could.
I agree.
I'm glad you all feel that way. He raises a finger and he shoots off a magic missile at them.
Nice. Okay. Roll for damage since it don't miss. How many are you shooting?
It's auto. It automatically does the 3
All
at
right.
level 1.
Cool. All right. So they all hit. So, are you okay? Well, you don't know what you're targeting. You just know there's something up there. You
Also,
hear.
magic missile's 120 feet out.
I see that. Yeah. So it
Yeah,
actually
he
could
said
have
it was
reached them.
Yeah, he said it was 90 feet. I just didn't want the possibility of them seeing it coming. So now it's
Oh.
like there is no escape, no matter how fast they move.
Fair enough. Okay. So you fire these up, and these little things of light go up towards this little. It almost looks like a cavern in the side of the mountain. As you get a little bit better positioning on it, and it hits, and you hear yelps of pain, barely in the distance, and the movement of something up above you as you see some dust start to fly off of the ledge, and you assume they've moved back into the cavern.
Hmm.
I get off the cart and I start trudging up towards them.
Well, since we're doing this, he gets off as well.
What are the rest of y'all doing?
I'll go over to Kara.
Now I'll follow as well. Just make sure we have the cart secure first.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, because I want to...
Hayden's awfully quiet. Is he following, or is he going to stay in the cart and
Probably watch
draw all this?
Mhm. Well, I was considering running up to them, but then he said he pulled back into the cave because I could have made it. I can go 120 feet in 6 seconds.
Wow. I mean, you could
But-
still run up to him, but you would be by yourself.
Yeah, no, I know. I was thinking about it, but no. Yeah, I mean, I'll just walk with the rest of them.
Okay.
What if I added feet to you? What if I gave you an additional 90 feet?
Like in
In
Well,
movement? He doesn't
yeah,
need any
so
more
80.
movement. Give that to me.
yeah, if you go 120, and then if you give me an extra 90, it'd be 210 feet in 6 seconds.
Nice.
Hayden would
I mean-
take your gift and he'd ignore the ogres and he would just run to the city.
He's like, I'm out. Later, bitches, I'm out. I mean, I will say as we're walking, if you both want to get up there before us, I can help make that happen.
I mean, it's only going to take me but a moment to get up there. They're only 190 feet away. So that's 12 seconds if I'm running.
All right. Save some magic for later today, then,
Mm-hmm.
or now, or maybe when we kill them, because I don't know how this is gonna go.
Okay. So you guys start moving up. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to just quickly create something here real fast. All right. That's what this is. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Let's just
As we're getting closer, do we actually like see it at all? Like even just a shadow, or is it like completely gone now into the cave or whatever?
you see you get a glance at like something which looks like people, like humanoid shape, not like ogre shape.
Okay. As soon as we catch a glimpse of them, I am going to open telepathic link to one of them.
Okay.
Say, what do you want?
Ooh. Okay. Right. So you're just sending basically a verbal message through your link.
Yep.
The what you
No,
hear.
he's taking the bloody order at McDonald's.
You. Would they reply? I don't think they would. You don't really get a reply.
Okay.
We'll just use these for right now. Oh, whoops. I'm trying to put them on the wrong screen. This is temporary, just to represent. Oops. Oh, well, that's close enough, I guess. Just so that that's all clear. Okay. So, let's move y'all over there. Right. So as you guys come into this area, I'll move them back in a way because
It's a
realistically,
really fancy looking cave.
yeah, it is. So you enter into what looked to be a cave as you come in. Now it looks like something very much different, like as if it had been something quite different. Oh, balls. Just realized I put that on the wrong layer. Token layer. All right, and then we'll move that up to the token layer. There we go. All right. Okay. And and I need to shift in OBS. Okay. Right. There we go. That should help. Wrong one. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so you guys enter into the mouth of this cave wherein you see things kind of transition so that there's it's gone from like a normal rock face to an older like marble looking it's beat up. It looks very well like ancient, you would say. And as you enter in, you see three beings standing in front of you. They have white skin and purple eyes. They have pointed ears. They have kind of purplish markings on their cheeks and tattoos down their arms. And they look at you all as you enter in. Not everybody's here, but I'm assuming you're all going to be here. Now just put a Kiko on. You can move yourselves to whatever order you marched in at. And you see them getting up to what looks to be casting a spell. And
Which one? All three?
all
Or just one?
three. All three. So what I will say is we should probably roll for initiative. And get that going. My bad, I didn't actually put the initiative yet.
You mother trucker. I just rolled a really good one.
Well, you
Right?
still
That's good,
get
right?
it. Not going to
No,
take it
good,
away
okay.
from you.
Yeah, you better do.
It's bad to do. Okay, I just need to roll initiative for them.
Webby, Rob, this is where I miss Tyrus's time abilities.
Mm.
And 10 is such a
Forgot to
low
select my
number.
token.
What's that? Sorry?
It rolled the same anyway. Forgot to select the token at first, so it didn't go to the order.
Mine didn't because it wasn't starting. Yeah, but John's gonna fix that, I think.
Yeah. Where are you? Oh, you hadn't been added yet, so I'll add you to the tracker. Okay, why isn't it letting me do that. Huh. That's strange. Okay. So we'll just...
Crying about back there.
I can just roll again if you like.
Well,
B, if you, well, no. B, if you roll again, it'll put your token on there, and then you can manually go in and change the number.
yeah,
to which one
yeah,
you
there
need.
we go. Which is what I meant to do. Okay, so you can change it to 20? Yeah. Okay. All right, so that should put everything in order. All right, so with that...
Okay.
What's that?
I said okay.
Okay.
Like,
So,
I got it away.
I will now reveal more of this for y'all. This is a massive thing, if I can get it to actually work. There we go. Ignore the trees. Those are more like rocks. And the lights are actually there, but they're very low lit. So you can see, but it's not like you're not seeing massive distances. So since we will have to find out what happens next time with this combat,
jeez.
we will see how this all goes and what'll happen. So next time, everybody. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please do so here. If you'd like to see what we've done in the past, please check it out up here. And if you'd like to check out all of our content, you can do so at distractionsmedia.com.